Fresh off the YVA's rehearsal stage, we have international artist Zendaya. Welcome to Intense. Well, first of all, what's it like if you've been in Jamaica?
It's amazing. I think so far it's been an amazing experience, and I'm so excited to be here. Everyone has been so nice and so kind to me. So I'm so excited for the rest of my trip here.
Is it your first time?
It is. It is my very first time here. I've been all over the world, but this is my first time here, so I'm making the best out of it, and it's been awesome.
And you have a pretty interesting name. It's your real name, isn't it?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It means to give thanks. It's kind of part real, part made up, because it was originally an African name, and it means to give thanks. And my parents kind of switched it up, put a Z in there, and kind of made it something a little different. But it used to mean to give thanks, but now it's kind of made up. But hey, we still have the meaning there.
Cool, cool. And we normally start off by asking 3 words to describe yourself. So what would your 3 words be?
Passionate, hardworking, and chill, if that makes sense. And just chill about everything. Everything's just whew.
Cool. And speaking of passionate, you started your career off quite early, huh? You started professionally. You started in your teens. Mm-hmm. How did you initially get introduced to the whole thing?
Well, it was I started off very young. My first TV show was Shake It Up, and that's on Disney Channel, and that's kind of how I, started. And kind of had my quote-unquote big break. And that, I was fortunate enough to be on a show that, really went throughout the world and touched a lot of people throughout the world.
Rocky Blue, right?
Yes. And then I did Dancing with the Stars a couple seasons ago. And
I heard that you were the youngest contestant on that.
Yes, youngest contestant ever, which was very cool. I was, it's one of those things, I'm very proud of it because, not a lot of people get to say they've been on that show, and then to be on that show and be young and to be able to inspire a lot of kids to start dancing and try something new and do something out of their comfort zone. That was why I was there. So
cool. And what did you have a highlight of that whole moment of that whole?
I mean, honestly, like while I was actually there, it was really hard, so I wasn't all that happy. Honestly, like when you're on the show, there's so much going on and it's so difficult, and people don't realize how hard that show is. But then, after it was all said and done, I was very proud of myself, and I look back on the dances, I'm like, man, I did that. I can do an Argentine tango, I can do a cha-cha, I can do a samba, and that's pretty amazing to know.
Did that experience benefit you in your performance in any way?
Of course. I think, it definitely taught me a lot about hard work and work ethic, and, I feel like there's nothing I can't do after that. After that, any physical work, I was like, I got it.
You started off as a model as well, too, right?
Yeah, when I was, a lot younger, I did a little modeling here and there in my hometown, and, nothing really big, nothing really that you would know about or anyone would know about, but...
Did some Old Navy ads, I hear.
Yeah, Old Navy and, Macy's and Mervyn's catalogs and stuff.
Wicked.
But, hey, that was when I was little, and it was just
modeling days?
No, it's not really what I wanted to do all that much. I mean, I love modeling, but I love, being on a stage and having it modeling kind of comes after the fact. Like, you model for whatever, for other reasons than just to model.
Tell me about your first solo album. What was that whole recording process like for you?
It was awesome. I think, it took a lot to kind of find who I was as an artist and figure out what my sound was going to be and that whole deal. So that was, challenging at first, just finding the right music, finding the right songs, but I really discovered who I am, and I can't wait to continue.
Were you involved in the whole writing process at all?
Of course. Every song on the album, I picked, and every song, some songs came perfectly, I don't need to touch it, I don't need to change it. Other songs were like, there were things that I had to add or things I had to take out and work with producers and kind of make it my own. There was one song on it that was originally written for a guy, and we wrote it for a girl, so it was really fun.
That's cool. Tell me about the book, Between Me and You.
Between You and Me, it's basically a tween advice book, and I wanted to make a book that was going to be helpful, not something that, you just pick up, put down, that you can, constantly resource and use, and especially for my main demographic, which is teenagers, to just kind of help them through those times and the awkward moments and the weird stuff that comes along with being a teen or a tween. It's kind of like you're not really a teenager, but you are, and you don't know how it works or how to socialize, and it could be things about confidence issues, but it's also things about, how do I host a sleepover, things like that.
Replay hit top 40 on Billboard. What did you do to celebrate?
I mean, honestly, we didn't do anything official to celebrate, but I think everyone's just excited. Everybody is really amazed by what we've been able to do. I mean, we just recently hit platinum, which is very exciting for me because I get to say that I have a platinum record, which is like, what the heck? Like, I don't even know, like, that's just beyond. So.
Surreal, huh? That's cool. And tell me about your plans for this coming year.
My plans for this coming year.
Tours.
There's a lot of plans. I mean, I have another Disney show in the works. that I'm co-producing on. I have more music, more videos, there's tons of stuff coming out. So.
Are you familiar with any Jamaican artists?
You know what? Not a lot. And since I've been here, like, you know, just listening to the radio alone, it's kind of mixed in with some stuff that, you know, I obviously hear at home all the time. And, like, when it comes on, I'm like, what? Like, why haven't I heard this before? Like, where has this been all my life? Like, I'm really into it. So I've been kind of using my phone to figure out, like, all the artists out here and kind of looking things up and figuring it out.
Anybody stand out for you so far?
I mean, there was a guy who just went on here and just performed. Jacure. He was amazing. I was like, I've never met him or seen him before, but his voice was incredible, and I was like, dude, you're awesome. So yeah.
What do you think about the food?
The food is great. I don't think I've had any like real, you know, whatever. But I'm a vegetarian, so there's that as well. So no chicken, no meat for me. But I have to have like the real deal. We'll have that at some point.
Lastly, know what most makes Zendaya intense?
What most makes me intense? The fact that I'm so passionate about what I do, and I love what I do, and like I will go to extremes and work as hard as I possibly can to make my dreams come true, and that's what makes me intense.
Wicked.